Funny what can happen in a month, isn't it? Everything's changed. Nothing's the same as it was. At least a week ago anyway. And I'm not just talking about professionally. I mean, personally as well. All of my life, at least one thing has changed. And none of them are small things. The biggest news is that I'm now an auntie for the second time and the godmother. My sister Valerie gave birth to her son Gabriel on Friday. I actually put something up about it on the website on Friday morning when I was flying over to see her. It's actually great. My nephew is just adorable, brilliant. Oh, by the way, excuse the fact it's so dark in here. There's someone sleeping over there. I'm in a hostel for some odd reason. I hate hostels. But that's not the only thing that's changed recently. Things have gone on personally that I'm not really know what we're talking about. So we won't. It's just a waste of everybody's time. But to go to the professional aspects, I find myself without a tag partner. For some reason totally unknown to me, someone decided to take up upon Jimmy Porter and I'll set him on fire and burn him so badly he will not make the tag match at Original Sin, where I was scheduled to defend my half of the belt. And it's a very, very sad day because it just is. For all I struggled to ever get a hold of the guy, he was actually quite a cool guy. Well, and the whole thing with my friends that we won't talk about because, well, it's just one of those things. But yeah, but I don't even get to pick my own partner. I mean, really, Tanikra? Really? Why? I mean, I understand that of all my allies in this company, they're all otherwise engaged. I mean, chances are I'm gonna be facing Sabra and Griffin at Original Sin because they are the logical people. They have a win over me in tag action with the person that was my partner. Chris, for all we're not the best of terms right now, is in the Rage in the Cage match, which is fine considering he's got a short briefcase. And Maya is otherwise engaged with his United title rematch. So yeah, I'm kinda fucked. I can understand why he did it. Doesn't mean I like it though. I mean, look at the people who I'm teaming with. Possibly will be teaming with even. You have Sean Docherty, who I know very seldom anything about. I'm not gonna lie, I don't. You have Wolf, who's done it all. That's brilliant for him. He is a cornerstone in this company, and I will not deny him that. He is also unfortunately a bit fucked up in the head, and has been out of action for quite some time. Not being funny, but that is not something I really want to team with. As much as James Porter's second match was his tag title match, but you know, go figure. And Jason Scorpio, a man who very, very obviously knows nothing about the person he's possibly teaming with. For that man, I say, go do some homework, and if you win, you will watch. I will make you watch every single match I have ever been in for the last year. You will realise I am not some little good girl. Am I understood? Because if I am not understood, you are in for a hell of a time. Cool? Good. If you have that under your belt, we can move on. Actually, let's move on anyway because, well, I don't really want to talk about matches that I move a horse in, not actually directly involved in. But before we do that, this is our second to last stop on the tour, and we find ourselves in Bournemouth. Small, coastal city in southern England, where the accent's great on my nerves the same way an Aberdonian accent does. And a Glaswegian accent while we're at it. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of accents, unless I happen to find the accent sexy. There's very few of them that do that. That's why I'm not very accent based. But yeah, I'm used to the coast. I grew up in Leith, which is a small suburb on the east side of it, the eastern coast of it, and the east side of Edinburgh. But it wasn't a beach. It was a naval dock, or naval base. But even then, I didn't live on the base. I wasn't a military brat, thank God. I was just third generation. That'll do. And really don't fancy the idea of being a military brat on top of it. And if it wasn't for the fact it's 5 in the morning, I'd maybe be going and walking around the beach doing this. It's 5 in the morning. It's Bournemouth. And it's the middle of April. Just because I'm Scottish does not mean I can survive in any fucking temperature. No. Put me up in Alaska and I've got no hope of surviving. Actually, don't put me up in Alaska, that's a bad idea. Anyway. Why are we in Bournemouth AFC Stadium? I don't understand this. I mean, okay, Bournemouth's not a big city, whatever. I understand that. But really? Dean Court or Fitness First? Are you kidding me? Whatever you want to call it between those two. I understand the card that says Fitness First Stadium, but it's also called Dean Court. But you know, what do I know? I'm just some Scottish kid. Yeah. Why this place? If I want to perform in a football stadium, I want to perform in Stamford Bridge. I want to perform in Anfield. I want to perform in Old Trafford. Stadium of Light, the Millennium Stadium. You know, the big ones. At least in England. I was quite happy playing Celtic Park and Ibrox as well. Or even Easter Road. But nah, I've got nothing. I was quite happy. I mean, I like being anywhere. I like the travelling. That's one of the main reasons I love this job. But really, some poor sodden team that's in the middle of nowhere in League One. That's no disrespect to someone's sake. I get it. They're from Bournemouth. You might as well do it while you're here. Just jump in at the hometown because, well, you can't. How often do wrestling companies go to Bournemouth? I understand the point completely. But then again, we're still in a place in the middle of nowhere. In the stadium of a football team that's just in the middle of obscurity. Oh, wait a minute. I can't talk. I'm a Hibernian fan. And for our American audience, we're not a great team. In fairness, we're in the top tier Scottish football, but being in the top tier Scottish football is about as saying you're in League 2 of English football. We're shit. We know we're shit. Especially if you're anybody that, especially if you support a team that's not hard, it's not fucking Celtic and Rangers. So, take that how you will. It's kind of shit being a football fan in Scotland because if you go abroad, you'd automatically, oh, you're a Celtic or Rangers fan, piss off. Anyway, coming off my football rant because, well, that's not what we're here to talk about. Sabra, the Queen of Sin, a phenomenal competitor, wrestler, trained by Griffin, who's just... Griffin's amazing to watch. Scary to compete against, but just amazing to watch. I mean, when I faced him last week, when I faced him 2 weeks ago, I was pretty well. I don't want to get in the ring. I want to watch this. There was nothing against Porter. I just wanted to watch the match. Suddenly, I wasn't a wrestler. I was just a fan, and that happens occasionally. But for all she's been trained by this great man, for all she is very talented, dangerous, and holds the accolade that no other woman in his company holds, being the Queen of Sin. She's also a friend. She's a great friend of mine. But unfortunately, as I am very well aware, friends fight. They fight all the time. And this will be the third time in a month that he'll have faced her. And I'm looking forward to it. It's not the first time, it will not be the last. And that is a good thing. I love the fact that I can get in the room with her and we will still come out as friends. But for all we are friends, we are also professional. I'm not going to get into that ring with a good friend of mine and say, I'm going to lie down for you. You can pin me so we can go backstage and have a cup of coffee. It doesn't work like that. I wish it did. I really wish it did. But it doesn't. So, what can you do? Wow, what the shit. I should really sleep when I get this done. Not that I can't be bothered. But, yeah. Unlike my former partner, I am not so stupid as to take you like the Sabra. But you know this. The last time we met one-on-one, I had a win. I beat you. And I intend on doing that again. Because, well, I wouldn't be much of a competitor if I didn't intend on going all for broke and getting the win. Would I? It would be kind of sucky. But the last two encounters were battles. Tonight we go to war. Well, tomorrow night we go to war. Sorry, 5 in the morning, Wednesday morning, blah, 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 blah. Later on, within the next 24 hours, we are going to war. But the end of this war will be like the first Christmas during World War I, where we will cease fire. We will help each other up, and we'll have some fun. We won't have a big game of football in no man's land, but we'll have some fun. Maybe just go out in Bournemouth and see what's happening. Why not? It'll be fun. Failing that, we could jump back to Belfast and see Valerie before we have to jump over to the States again for Saturday. One of the two, they both work. I don't feel like going back to see Val. I have a question for anybody that's interested. This goes to the entire roster. Who's up for a game of football tomorrow? All that talk about football made me want to play a game. And what? I'm Scottish, we're in Britain, it's got to be done. But anyway, Sab, I love you. And I'll see you in that ring. Love you.